welcome back to another vlog. I'd planned to start this video with a nice B-rolly drone sequence because I'm currently just off Horseshoe Pass in Wales, if that'll focus. Just near Ponderosa Cafe, basically. Turn down there's a couple of park-ups actually. I'll put the what 3 words for where I am at the minute. It's a really nice park-up. There's space for probably 2 to 3 vans here, I would say, but you'd have to be friendly. Otherwise, yeah, maybe just 1. So my plan for today is I need to, A, shower, but I don't want a campsite. We've got plenty of power. I think the batteries are at 79% or something like that. So they didn't get fully charged yesterday, coming from auto time to here. They're only up at sort of 90, I think, but cooked dinner last night. So I need to shower. Now, I have a portable shower and a bucket. The issue with this is the water tank is under the bed, which I know is better than being under the van, but the water that I washed up with this morning was freezing cold. So I think we're gonna man up. We're gonna have a cold shower at the back of the van, in the wind. The shower basically comprises of collapsible bucket and this, which is a collapse battery-powered submersible pump shower. So all I do is fill up that bucket with water and then go as fast as possible because it's windy. It's going to be cold. So, yeah. This is not, as you can see, it's windy. This is not going to be the most fun thing in the world, but a shower is a shower. And now, we wait. We are now running out of water just as we're getting about a finger's length from the top. So, well timed. That is ice cold. I've not seen anyone for a very long time. Sod's law dictates that somebody is going to come up here. Now, all this is, there's a tiny little jimmy. I say tiny. You get a nice hose on it, and all you do is submerge the pump into there, and you got the shower head there. So you just go grab the battery out the front, and then drop to make eggs, I guess. That is fresh. Holy crap. It is freezing, but what a view for a shower. Not bad, eh? Let's hope I don't spoil the view for somebody else. There's still about 2 litres left in here. So, penny seems right. That wakes you up. Right, time to dry off and get the diesel heater on, I think. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this week's video. However, we got an email the other day from a company asking if we would be interested in some of their products. They are security products. Now, obviously, you'll know that we have our Blink cameras, we have our Vanguardian alarms around, and we have other things in here which, obviously, I won't go into. However, they reached out for this. Now, what this is essentially a cable with a clip for your seatbelt. So all you do is put this through the steering wheel, you loop through like that, pulls tight, as if I put my arm in there as an example, pull down like that, and then you click it into your seatbelt. Now, to stop them just being able to unclick it, there is a lock on the top of there, as you can see, and you have to undo it with one of 3 keys. So, let's show you how it works. Basically, all you do is pass that through there, pull that through, so you create a loop, pull that, and you've created essentially a knot, which stops them being able to turn the steering wheel very far. The next step is how you secure it. All you then do is take this end here and plug it into there, like that. That then secures the steering wheel directly to the seatbelt buckle, stopping people being able to turn the vehicle very far. Now, is it going to stop someone stealing your vehicle? Ultimately, no. If somebody wants something in this day and age, they're going to take it. It's as simple as that. There is some very bold things happening in London at the minute, as well as many other places in the world. However, what this is a deterrent. It's a bit like a boot for the wheel or pedal locks or other steering wheel locks or anything like that. It's purely a deterrent. The longer it takes, the more noise they have to make, the better. Because ultimately, that's what's going to help you keep hold of your van, motorhome, car, anything like that. So it's something we would recommend. It's something we're going to be using going forward. I quite like the fact it's a bright colour, so if somebody is peering in, it catches their attention and they can see that chances are if you've got one security piece in place, then you're probably going to have more in place. The other thing that piqued our interest with this was the price. So a lot of van systems are expensive. I mean, I know our Blink camera system's nearly £200 to £300 by the time you got all the cameras on it. I believe this can be had on Amazon at the moment for around £35. Now, as deterrents go, that's one of the cheaper ones. So jump onto Amazon and go and get yours today. The first car's just come past. That's seen in about 3 hours. That does now mark us entirely out of water. The diesel heater is now pumping because I am frozen. But yeah, nice and clean, which is always good. So the plan now is I need to go and find water. Now, this lovely couple on Instagram, just grab up their account. They didn't really post much about them. The account is for the dogs. So Zoomy Zorro and Lady Gemma are the two doggos. Lovely American couple. I drove down to this park up and there's a big one further up and they recognised Norm. So they drove down later on just as I was getting sort of set up, parked up, checking level, and Kerry said hello and ended up chatting to them for must have been nearly an hour. Absolutely lovely couple. Originally obviously American but lived all over and been and done many things, and it was great to meet some of you guys. And yeah, but they told me about a brilliant little sort of help the Christians hose that's left out for weary travellers or that sort of thing. It's on Park for Night. I'll put the link down in the description below. So I'm going to go and find that because I think that's only about 15 minutes in that direction and that avoids me having to go to a campsite. So if I can do that, I will. So I'm going to get set up, get everything sort of situated, ready to drive, and then we'll go find some water. Should probably show you the park up, to be fair. It's quite a nice one. So obviously you can see hills all around and it's just amazing. Like I say, it's on this sort of horseshoe, so the road kind of goes round the front and then there's access to an old quarry up there, I think. Yeah, nothing to report. It was a nice quiet night. This is actually on Park for Night. There's a place surrounded by nature. If you follow that road, that takes you back to basically the Ponderosa Cafe on Horseshoe.
Sitting by the fireside, really feeling that I like every little time that I get a chance to close my eyes. If you're gonna make it soon, maybe we could get our room, but I need some rest from gloom, otherwise I feel I'm doomed. You be looking over like you really know me. Maybe take a picture, take a
If you're in North Wales, this is an awesome thing that somebody's done. They put bottled water out and a tap. So we filled up Big Norm all the way. Unfortunately there's no donation or anything like that, otherwise I would have put something in. But yeah, more places should be doing stuff like this. Thank you to Pentire cottages, or Pentree cottages. Much appreciated. Right, so we now have everything we need. Let's get back out of town and back into the hills, because I don't want to be here. This is the sort of views you can expect from Wales. But I think I'm going to go and find the original park up. But I have just bumped into a chap called Taft's Adventures. Very nice guy, lives in his transit. And yeah, thank you for the nice conversation, and it was a pleasure to meet you if you happen to be watching this. Now, sure, I could have come in that way. But this way, now that's far more fun. Leftovers of dinner from last night, which is chicken mushroom pasta. So, just waiting for that to warm up in the microwave. Speaking of which, that's now warming up. Because after I've been outside here, it is freezing in the wind. So, get warmed up, get some food, and then debating editing or taking the bike out. We'll see. I really need to get on with this video, so I might do that. Okay, so I've just spent the whole afternoon editing this week's video, but I've just had a message to say that potentially a friend is coming out slightly early, so yeah, if he does, he'll be here in about 4 hours. It's currently about 4:30. So, considering the state of the place, I think I should probably tidy up. Because, yeah, shower and whatever else. There is crap everywhere, and washing up to do, and whatever else. I've now got good water. I've been sat in here with the diesel heater cranking on thermostat mode all evening. It's currently 24 degrees in here, and it's lovely. I stood outside talking to the chap that I met earlier. I literally just haven't been able to get warm since. Been really struggling to get warm. So, yeah, I wouldn't normally have it this high, especially while in a jumper. But for some reason, today, I am about it. So, let's get the place tidied up. So, we are now all tidied up. Just got the laptop uploading the video. And, yeah, as tidied as you can be. Oh. If nobody's thought about putting one of these in the van, and I'm sure we're not the first people, but a fold away airer, game changer. Towel from this morning, completely dry. So, I think we need to have a little bit of story time, because obviously you probably won't be able to notice, but we're in a different park up. Last night I was waiting for Jack to arrive, and one van pulled into the tight park up that you saw earlier, which was fine. You could have got 2 to 3 of us in there, not a problem. I saw him come in on the blink cameras. He came quite quickly up the track that I came up when I said earlier, I could come in the boring way or I could come in this way. But he came smashing up that. So at first I thought it was someone coming to move me on. But after speaking to someone who's local, all this is owned by the quarry, and the quarry is owned by a Korean company, and they don't care about people parking here. So I thought, this is strange. So monitored it for a while on the cameras, and they just seemed to be camping and got into bed. Now I thought they were on the other side of the park up. It turns out they'd come and parked probably about 8 to 10 foot away from me, semi-blocking the access up to that lane behind, which is why I'd stayed right out the way, because I don't know who uses that and I don't want to be the person that blocks it. And then about 45 minutes later, another van arrives, but parked at 45 degrees across the back corner, which meant that if I'd have wanted to go out, the only way I could have gone and well, I couldn't have even done it, but the only way that you could have somewhat got out of a situation is down probably a 45-degree bank of grass onto the road that's about 7 feet tall. Now, obviously, no normal van is going to make that. So what they'd basically done was completely blocked me in. Now, again, for me, not too bothered, got out and knocked on the van. The guy was a bit bewildered as to why I was knocking on the van and didn't really understand. So I sort of unpolitely explained to him that 2 vans blocking in another one in the middle of nowhere in the dark was a little bit sketchy. And I think I'd sort of not woken him up. I think he'd just got into bed. So he was a little bit bewildered as to why someone was banging on the door. But yeah. And then he moved out of the way reluctantly and then let me out of the park up, at which point I moved and came back up the road to this big one where I met the chap yesterday. So it was a bit of a weird one last night. I don't really know. I mean, I guess since they're both gone to bed, there was nothing untoward about what they were doing, but just odd. I mean, I was on the phone to Jess this morning, and to be fair, Jess could see it all on the cameras, because once you arm the blink cameras, you get notifications when people are outside. And obviously, the minute I got out of the van, it set off the driver's side one. So she knew I was outside, and even she was like, what the f*** is going on? So yeah, asked them to move. And bear in mind at this point, it's 10:30, 11:15 at night. It's just, yeah. But my argument was, if you'd have done that, I'm not saying ladies are more easily scared, but if you'd have blocked this in and it'd have been a woman on her own, she probably wouldn't have been that comfortable, is what I can imagine from this. I don't understand. I really don't understand why you would do that. But anywho, we've moved to the better park up, the bigger park up. It's just yesterday, obviously, the chap was in here and I didn't want to impede on his space. So I left him to it. But I came back up last night after doing that, and my plan was just to message him and go, look, I've pulled in, explain what happened, but got here and he wasn't here. So it became a bit of a mute problem. So this is the park up that we ended up in for the night. It's a little bit misty this morning. There's very little view and it's windy as hell. And it's cold, like to the point that you can see your own... Well, you could. There's too much wind now. But yeah, the van's right up. I promise the view out that way is insane. But you have to take my word for that. I think we're going to come back here later and wait for our other friend to turn up. But yeah, for the minute, the vans look cool as together. So we're going to get ready to drive. We're going to head down into town, grab some bits and pieces, and then crack on with the day. Not that I'm sure what we're going to be able to do, because you can't see anything. But yeah, chores to do, and then see where the day takes us.
When I saw you downtown, I started acting like a clown, just to see if you would notice me and maybe get you to laugh. I did get some attention from...
After taking a beautifully winding road down to Llangollen, we parked up and headed into the town over the iconic Llangollen Bridge, where you're met with a stunning river setting and a famous Royal Hotel. Originally called the King's Head, it was later changed to the Royal Hotel after a visit from Princess Victoria and her mother in 1832. On the other side of the bridge, you can see the Llangollen railway station. This train runs a 9-mile route from Llangollen to Cornwall. This railway ran commercially for 3 years until it was reopened 13 years later as a heritage railway. We decided it was time for a spot of lunch, so headed to a small burger shop called Castle Burger, where I think we honestly had some of the best burgers and dirty fries I've ever had. After enjoying a fantastic burger, the last task of the trip was to go and get ration packs for an upcoming video, so we went and found one of the many outdoor shops in town.
In the Castle Burger, Alex has chosen his meals. We have, what is this? Dinner or lunch?
Which one is it?
Pasta.
Lunch.
We have the supercharged tomato and basil pasta for lunch. Breakfast is
Posh
baked beans.
And then dinner, spicy pork noodles.
Spicy pork noodles, that's what it's all about. We also do have a very succulent chocolate brownie with salted caramel sauce. I mean, I think the whole thing is just a sauce at this point.
Yeah, there is a famous brownie here.
And one final treat, organic ginger cake. So, are we feeling sorry for Alex? Or has he come out alright?
I think these are alright.
I'm excited to see this. This one is going to be... I've never seen this.
Show me a way out, give me your side of the story. Throw me a rope here, I've drifted way too far. I see it sometimes behind those kind eyes. I see it sometimes behind those kind eyes. Wake me up when this is all over, and take my heart with both of your hands. I've been spending all my
So Alex is starting his day with posh baked beans.
We got assured in the shop that these yellow packets are nice.
Yeah, the guy looked... Well, I mean, he looked like he lived on them, actually, to
He
be
did, didn't
honest. Then for lunch?
Yeah, lunch on that one.
Spicy pork noodles,
Yep.
which again, so you know you're pretty much guaranteed a nice breakfast and
I'm
lunch.
debating actually, because so this one was in the clearance bin. So, and the brand is a little bit questionable. So I'm wondering about lunching with that one, which is, what is it?
It is supercharged tomato and basil.
I'm not entirely sure how it's supercharged.
Probably like doesn't go around corners very well.
Maybe.
I don't know.
And then I think I'll go with that one for dinner because, well, it's a bit more
It
guaranteed.
says vegan on it as well, so it can't be
Throw
that
it in the
nice.
bin.
It says explore pasta meal.
What
So
are we exploring?
I don't know what we're exploring. It's quite
Supercharged
weighty.
exploration.
The thing I do like about this is the instructions on the back say I'm covered in chocolate powder, Alex, this is ridiculous. Add 350 to 400 mils of boiling water and stir. Wait 10 minutes. Your instant meal is now ready.
Last I
It's
checked, that's
the
not
least
instant.
instant thing in the world. You would literally be quicker with a pot noodle than one of these. And then the creme de la creme, or well, it sort of has a creamy feel to
It
it.
has a creamy feel.
This you can squeeze out, but it's a chocolate brownie with caramel sauce.
Yeah, so it's meant to be a brownie inside,
But the whole thing is just sauce. There's nothing solid in it. And you have to squeeze it into a saucepan and then heat it up, which
Yes.
with caramel and chocolate.
the cleanup for that is going to be such a waste
I'm glad
of
you
water.
have water because I would be throwing the pan away.
And then the last one,
Oh yeah, last but not least, we've got Explore pasta meal. We've got Explore flapjack. But it's not a flapjack because it's a ginger cake.
Yeah.
And I guess the only thing remains is to go and explore Wales.
So, on that note, that's where I'm going to leave you for this week, because now we start our exciting road trip. Now, if any of you watched our video a few weeks ago where we explained our winter travel plans, you'll know exactly what's about to come. But make sure you tag along, make sure you check us out on Instagram, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.